Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm echoing a little bit of what Peter said. Like,
Literally.
Tried to say.
yeah,
Oh,
gave
he's
them
back.
a chance. There was a chance for them to win the football game. Many of us thought this was going to get ugly because Seattle's defense is so good, and Phillip had not played for 5 years, and he's 44 years old, and never got ugly. So that's a win. That's a win for the player, and that's a win for the team. Do I think it's good enough to go beat San Francisco on Monday Night Football? I do not. Do I think it's going to be good enough to get this team into the playoffs? I do not. But he gave him a chance to win. I think that's an and it's an awesome story. Like, kudos to freaking Phillip Rivers, man. What a stud.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Seattle Seahawks fans. There's nothing out there for you today. I told you going into this game, the story is going to be all about Phillip Rivers. And this is the closest we got. Dan Loki being like, yeah, the Seahawks didn't make it ugly for Phillip Rivers. So I'm sorry. People still are not quite all in on the 11-3 Seattle Seahawks. Y'all, I made my post-game clip talking about it. It got close, right? That was a game that they absolutely could have lost. Clearly, right? I mean, they gave up a 60-yard field goal to lose the lead, and you needed to make your own 56-yard, like the 56-57. Like, these are there's no guarantees here. But the Seahawks won because of the organization, because of the coaching, because of the time management, because of, quite frankly, a smart game plan that was kind of like, we're not quite sure what Phillip Rivers is going to be able to do, but we know his processing is through the roof. We know he knows how to read defenses. The only way he's going to really be able to beat us is if we kind of just make a mistake, or let's say we try to bring in too much pressure blitz, and then he's able to recognize, I know what they're doing here, and now I'm going to be able to either dump the ball off on an 8-yard pass that now gets taken for 40, or a go ball that he can then rip over your head. And they're just like, we're just going to be smart. We're just going to be tough. We're just going to be physical, and we're just going to bank that. Like, he's not going to be able to have any type of measurable sustained success, and they were, and he wasn't. Now, you, of course, are expecting your offense to be able to do a lot more, and the offense was hardly great. Sam Darnold played okay. Jackson Smith and Jigba and company couldn't really get, and company going until later in the game, and even then they couldn't score touchdowns, right? This game was won by field goals, which I still think was smart game management. It was understanding we don't have to be ultra aggressive. We don't have to do anything too crazy. We're just going to trust that our team is better. And sometimes that is how you win games. We're just going to trust that we are better and that we are going to outlast and win the game. The Kansas City Chiefs over the years have won a ton of games doing that. They've done that in some of the biggest games, like against the Ravens, the Bills, etc. And sometimes that's just how a game unfolds. I think even the Seahawks can be a little spoiled at times because they've had some games where they've hung the points and it's been through the roof. I think they got the best point differential in the NFL. Their defense can be so violent and so aggressive and so quick, as Khan always says, turn the sound down, which I still don't know what that means. And so it's just not how all the games are going to unfold. Now, in a vacuum, you want a cleaner game. You want a simpler game. You want it more straightforward. No doubt about it. But not all games are going to be like that. But before I continue more, please, Seattle Seahawks fans, do not forget to subscribe and watch the full-length video. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best way to support the growth of this channel. You guys know that I always try to make the best Seahawks content that I can. And I'm literally turning a 20-second soundbite into a full-on clip because I'm not seeing any other Seahawks clips. So I'm out here trying my best to make them. When you guys watch the full-length clip, when you guys subscribe, this is what happens. Subscribers go through the roof, views go through the roof. And it puts me in a position to keep making the best possible Seattle Seahawks content that I can. And obviously I'm a human. Obviously I want all the views I can get and all the subscribers I can get, but it's truly not just about that. It's about creating content that people genuinely want to watch, that they want to interact with, that they want to comment on, and have real discussion. So please don't forget to do that. Thank you. And let's keep going at it. Now, the Seahawks really at this point, sighs and gasps. Like, it's interesting. What if this was Daniel Jones? Let's say the Colts were playing pretty much how how they had been over the last couple of weeks, you know, with the Chiefs and against the Falcons and whatnot, where they were no longer this, oh boy, this Colts team is this, they're unstoppable, right? Like it was just, oh my goodness, this team is the number one seed, they're unstoppable. They kind of cooled off a little bit, but obviously not collapsing. Still a tough team, still a team you got to respect. And let's say this is the way how the game unfolded. It was, you know, 18-16, the field goals and all. It's like, how would you feel about it? And you would probably be like, you would definitely feel better about it because it's not Phillip Rivers, but you would probably still be kind of like, our offense, right? You're like, hey, and you start to think like, man, that one half in the Falcons, like, wasn't that good. And yeah, we broke free, but like, I don't know, felt harder than it needed to. And, you know, we lost to the Rams, and now this game was a game that we could have lost to. And like, you know, you can start to get a little anxious. And that's why, to me, like, it just all comes down to the Rams game. It just all comes down. We saw what the Lions were able to do. We saw what Jared Goff was able to do against that defense. That defense is great. That defense is awesome. Didn't slow down Jared Goff. It did not slow down first-time play caller Dan Campbell. Like, it didn't. And it wasn't based off of like mistakes or like a devastating injury necessarily. And we also, though, saw what the Rams offense was able to do to that defense for the Lions. And the Lions defense is just nothing right now. But that's not the case for the Seahawks. And the Seahawks defense against the Rams was great. They just, the offense for the Seahawks just turned the ball over a ton. And that was really what dig you in. And yet you were still a field goal away from winning that. And that was the other thing. That was one of the worst 2-minute drills that I saw against the Rams. And I was just like, what the heck was that? That is bad. And then on the flip side against the Colts, it was like, you guys are practicing. You guys are you learned your lesson. That's why you learned throughout the course of the season. And so I like that too, as just a little asterisk, a little silver lining there. Not really a silver lining because you guys obviously won, but I just think against this team, against the Rams, you want to see a full, complete game. You want to see this offense. It doesn't have to hum to the highest level. You don't have to hang 40 own points, but it has to feel in control. The scoring can't feel accidental. It can't feel like, man, it's either going to be an interception or Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to take it off for 55-yard, right? Like, it can't be just off of big, crazy chunk plays or just a little bit of separation, and that's enough. And Jackson Smith now takes it to the house. Like, those are all great. Those are all awesome. But if it also feels like, okay, the score is 14-7, but like, oh my God, at any given moment, I just feels like Sam's about to get his head knocked off, right? Like, you have that. Everything has to feel really intentional. Everything has to feel systematic. The offense just has to feel like it is just running at a very highly efficient level. It doesn't mean that it has to be explosive and put up 35-plus points. And the defense has to continue to prove we're an elite defense. We're a dominant defense. This is so great that Matthew Stafford, and he's the MVP, and they're doing amazing, and this and that. That's great. You are absolutely feasting. You are feasting to the biggest degree against the terrible bottom-level teams and defenses. We are not that. We are the Seattle Seahawks. We are violent. We are aggressive. We are well coached. Our communication is through the roof. We don't care about Stafford. We don't care about McVay. We don't care about Puka. We don't care about your run game. We are getting after you. We are getting after you. We are getting after you. And that's why it's like the offense just needs to be smart. I mean, this game could easily be like a 174 game, or it could be a shootout, right? Because, I don't know, you do got two great offenses, and sometimes just the way the games unfold. I don't know what the weather is going to be like. I don't know. Is it rainy? Windy? Like, what's the story? No idea. But, not to mention, Devontae Adams might not play. That has to be enough. I always talk about this when you have two great teams going against each other. If the other team is missing a legitimate piece, especially on offense, but like, you're missing someone that's truly important to the team, If you got two teams that we can say, they're kind of equal here, who knows? One's a little bit slightly better, one's got to be enough. It's got to be enough. You got to be good enough to be able to do that. Unless you get an amazing game from another player where you're like, oh my gosh, that player stepped up. I can give that benefit of the doubt. I could say, yeah, you know what? He played like he was Devontae or something. That's fine. But if not, it's like that has to be enough. We always talk about this is a game of inches. Well, when a huge piece like that is missing, when you're going up against two great teams are going head to head, it's got to be enough. It's got to be enough to just make it so that it's too much for them to overcome. If it's not, well then it's like, why are you expecting to beat them if they're full strength, right? That's why in those moments it has to be enough. Has to be enough. And again, that comes from the belief of how great the Seahawks should be or could be. So I'm excited again in this game, to be clear. I have 0 predictions. Just the way I like it. Honestly, don't know how this is going to unfold. Don't know if the Seahawks can continue to just get the most and maximum out of Sam Darnold and this offense. I expect this defense to kind of keep going, as advertised to me, considering how Sam had played against the Rams. And let's face it, these last couple of G weeks, they haven't been the cleanest of games, right? They haven't been the smoothest of games. And now you're going up against a crucial opponent. I mean, the win against the Rams can mean everything. It literally puts the number 1 seed like right there for you. Like you're right there. You are right there. I'm pretty sure I was trying to figure it out yesterday. Like you're in the driver's seat at that point. I don't think you would need the Rams to like lose any other games. Like you would be in the driver's seat at that point. And I don't think any other team would be able to catch up to you too. So like that game means everything. That game means everything. You lose that game, the 1 seed's going to be completely done because you lose the tiebreaker is officially done now. So the best you can get would be the 5 seed, and then at that point, the way the season's unfolding, you could quickly drop to the 6 seed, even the 7 seed. Again, you'd have to do the math and look at what the other teams are, who they're playing, and whatnot. But like it can get tough rather quickly. It just can. So this game really means everything. It means everything. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What you guys all think about the Seattle Seahawks taking down the Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers. And how did you feel about the Seahawks Rams literally in a few days? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just fun. And please do consider subscribing. As I said, we are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility in the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.